There's a guy walking around asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? Most of the women said a bear. But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears?
I know I'm sure most people have seen the videos about men asking if women would prefer to be stuck in the woods with a bear or with a man, and almost unanimously women are picking the bear, and men have tried to mansplain why we're wrong, our opinions don't make sense or are illogical, and they just can't seem to wrap their heads around why we would prefer the bear over a man. With a bear, it's not a given that you'll be attacked. Bears usually only attack if they're hungry or if they feel threatened and they're protecting their young, whereas men can attack you for something as simple as mere rejection or the perceived rejection. Patriarchy depends on women's fear, and men overall benefit from the violence that other men inflict on women. So for all of the men that want to say not all men, we don't know which ones are going to attack us and which ones aren't. So until all men stand up to the men who are violent towards women, it is all men. How does one explain then the 4 men that got caught gang raping a lizard and eating it afterwards? What about men that essay corpses? Are we really going to believe that they only target women that are attractive? I've seen men use The Revenant as an example of why women would absolutely never choose a bear. But what they're failing to realize is that during that movie, after he almost died from being mauled by a bear, the rest of his existence was horrible due to other men. He was buried alive and left for dead by the very men that were paid to take care of him. He had to witness the murder of his son. He had to save a woman that was being raped. He had to witness scalping. He witnessed lynchings and castration and multiple attempts at his own murder. So explain to me again why we would prefer the men over a bear. It's not going to do all the other things that men like to do to women. And if we're attacked at the hands of a bear, no one's going to ask us, what were we wearing? Were we asking for it? They're not going to minimize our experience. They're not going to try to defend the bear. They're also not going to act like we're over-exaggerating when we talk about the daily harassment we face from men and why we fear walking alone late at night. A bear's not going to keep harassing us when we tell them no, that we don't want to give them our number. It's not going to follow us around to our home and try to coerce us into doing things that we don't want to do. And it's definitely not going to gang assault us or film us without our consent and blackmail us.